All right, last time's the charm. Let's see if this chooses to work. Audio sounds fine. Audio sounds fine. Okay, so far it looks like we're good, I think. Okay, so we're gonna try to watch it. If it doesn't work, then it's not gonna happen today, but we're gonna give it one more go. I guess it looks better by default because it's not on the computer. So it seems good so far, but that's what we thought when we did the third stream. If this doesn't work, I want you to throw your PS5 out the window. Blame it on Bill. Why Bill O'Brien? What did he do? I guess he traded DeAndre Hopkins for a bag of chips, so he deserves whatever is coming at him, but still. Alexander Madison now running the show in the backfield with Trey Sermon gone. He is on the other sideline today as the RB2 in Dublin behind number 19 or whatever he was, Jonathan Taylor. Scratch that. Blame it on shrooms. That sounds like a great idea. Rate the Sermon trade for both of us. Well, I explained what I thought of it in the server the other day, that it was a fleecing because Trey Sermon's a backup. At any point, YouTube could decide to not work. That's true. I feel like it's either going to work or it's not going to work. So the fact that we've been good through 3 minutes is quite encouraging. But, again, I've never really had something like this. I've obviously had stream issues, but I don't think I've had anything particularly like this. So Dublin gets a stop. The Huskies have to punt it. Sorry in advance, but I need Hector to win. I don't like my chances to win the division anyway, albeit it's early, but 0-4 is 0-4. Hope this isn't an issue that lingers for a month. I would imagine it wouldn't. At least I would hope. But I don't think this would be a long-term problem. And it seems like it's working now. So I think we're going to be good. I think you're the favorite to win the division for the first time. I mean, that doesn't really say much when you're with Seattle and Arizona. But, hey, winning the division is winning the division. Stream crashed. I would know if it crashed. I don't really think I'd be able to tell if it was lagging unless I was listening to it the whole time. Where is Chet? He should be on that defensive line. Oh, fumble! But he fumbled it out of bounds. Did they get the first? They did. Isaiah likely got the first down, although it was pretty close, so we don't really know. Seattle won the OFL Bowl and the Rams were good. Yeah, but Seattle stinks, and the Rams might have been a one-hit wonder. Or maybe they are pretty good. They seem to do better in the last stream. Look at Lamar! All the way to the 37. Good run. How long does it take for an announcer to make an Isaiah Likely joke? I feel like there's a part of me that just wants to watch every Raven game this year in, like, real time just to see, whenever Isaiah Likely makes a play, how often they make a Likely joke. Who do we play? We play the Black Knights this week. I don't remember who we play week 6. But I know we played London in week 5. So, in other words, 0-5. The Ravens do the tight end fetish. They love running multiple tight ends, and, well, Isaiah Likely could be a darn good tight end, too. The stream is so unwatchable of how bad my Wi-Fi is. Well, hopefully it's a you thing and not a me thing. It seems like it's good on my end, and nobody else is having issues, so that's promising. Sorry about your Wi-Fi, I guess, but... Move Hector to corner. Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. With his, like, 0 jumping rating. I mean, I guess you can live without being able to jump, but probably not if you're a corner. Like, in a jump ball situation, if you're going up against Mike Williams, all Mike Williams has to do is reach his arms out. He doesn't even have to jump. Hell, you could have, like, a short guy win a jump ball all the time, like Greg Dortch. Isn't he, like, 5'8"? The desert Wi-Fi isn't very good anyway. That's probably true. You should, like, go to a shed. Not everybody has a mansion for a shed like Denmark, okay? That's a him thing. He has a fancy shed. Dortch is 5'7", 170. Yeah, exactly. If you have Hector lining up against Greg Dortch, then Dortch might actually win some jump balls. Which normally wouldn't be the case for someone who's 5'7". Denmark is in the shed right now. You got room for one more? Apparently Hector's Wi-Fi sucks. He's going to have to fly up from desert. Lamar on the run. Nice throw into the end zone for a touchdown. Who's number 1? I don't know, but he made a nice play, and that was a sick throw. Justin Blackman, the former Viking legend. Justin Blackman never had a single bad play in his Viking career. He was also here for about a week and never played a snap, but point remains. Van Jefferson. Okay. First big play check. What do you plan to do? The teacher asks, oh, I'm going to buy a mansion of a shed. That sounds like a great idea. That probably costs a bit of money. Although you could probably get someone to build it. I mean, I guess if you were to buy one, yeah, it would be built rather than just like a shed just plopping into your yard one day. That doesn't really make sense. Unless you're handy enough to build it. I know I wouldn't be. But get some wood. Get, I don't know, whatever else you would need. Maybe paint. Although in Denmark's case, it's like you're building a whole garage, but that's neither here nor there. Is that one team still open? The Bats? I think the Bats are the only team open, so... yeah, seems like he's been active enough. Hockey plays Madden for a living. Of course he won't just build a shed. Yeah, no, you think I'm handy? No. Staying in a shed for 20 hours sounds impressive at first. Then you see his shed, and it's like, oh, yeah, that seems easy enough. We gave him an X-Factor quarterback who's like a glitch just for staying in his fancy garage that just doesn't happen to have any cars. Although Denmark's shed would have like a fancy car in it just because. Shed is built Miami. Wow, Denmark built a whole like portion of the house. That's pretty impressive. The sheds at Home Depot don't compare to Denmark's shed. No, they don't. Toronto is getting 45 this half. Well, the problem is we're already more than halfway through the first half, and they have 0. So I'm just going to take a guess and assume they don't score 45 before halftime. And you guys already have more than 3, so again, that doesn't seem possible. Turns out Denmark Shed has a Bugatti in it. He would. Tale of 2 quarters. I mean, Appalachian State did score 42 in the fourth quarter against UNC on Saturday, so I suppose we've seen crazier. As Hector launches it for the end zone, there's 7. Well, I guess 6, but if you count the extra point. Nice catch by Chase Claypool, who mosses the corner. If Hector was covering him, Claypool wouldn't have had to jump. I do have some cars. I love how you say that plurally. Some cars. Yeah, I have like 5. I have 1 for each day of the week. Can we get a game like App State? I mean, the entire Chiefs-Wizards playoff game last year was like that. With all those points. You always expect that to be Mike Evans. That's what I was thinking, but I didn't see the X Factor behind him, so. My garage is twice the size. Is your garage like a regular person's middle-class house? Chase Claypool, Mr. Top 3 receiver. Losing? Never heard of her. Yeah, he's going to lose a good 10 games this year, and he's going to like it. Although I drafted Chase Claypool in Dynasty last night, so I should probably keep my mouth shut about him. Wish I could become successful enough to have a giant garage filled with sports and luxury cars. This is my car for Monday. His name is, what's a fancy name? His name is Benedict. But unlike Benedict Sparrow, he doesn't throw 5 interceptions a game. I only have 2 cars, and one of them's a Tesla. Jesus Christ. Denmark might actually be Jeff Bezos. He might be onto something. No wonder he hasn't said, hey, I have not nuked the Amazon, incorporation yet. He's nuked everything else in the world except for that, so it has to be Jeff Bezos. What number is Chet? I don't know, but, I mean, he's white, so that kind of narrows down your options. What do you want to be when you grow up? Me, Denmark. That's a good answer. I think we're likely about to have some more points. Isaiah Likely with the touchdown. Coastal Carolina's finest. How many yards is he going to have today? Likely 84. Just look at the back of his jersey. Benedict is the name. Oh, for a second I thought you meant in real life. I was like, is Robert Sala's real name Benedict? It's not as cool as CJ Stroud's real name, which is not coming up to me. Here, it's Cornelius something. What's CJ Stroud's real name? Coleridge Bernard Stroud IV. Yeah, his name is Coleridge. That's pretty baller. It appears the Shamrocks also have a tight end fetish. Am I going to make Onyx St. James the future Texas quarterback? What year is he? It depends on if Texas is going to have a quarterback who's that year. If not, he won't go to Texas. But if Texas is your first choice, I can try them first. But since I'm not controlling Texas, I can't really make sure they have a certain year player at quarterback because I can't edit the player's years. Made him a sophomore. So if they have a freshman, which they probably do, but if they don't, then I guess he'd go somewhere else. But if they do have a freshman, then I'll just replace him. Why do I feel like Octi is short? I'm taller than Greg Dortch, so I'm not that short. Denmark is only 6 foot. Isn't the average adult male 5'9"? Yet Denmark over here is only 6 foot. The irony of having the schools for my created quarterback be Notre Dame because his last name is Bishop. That's clever. Your brother is only 6'4". I added the only there, but... Does he have 4 inches in height or 4 inches? Okay, let's move on. Meanwhile, Apple over here is like 3'10". What if your voice had like a height to it? Then Apple's voice would be like about 3'10". Are we gonna get a what a punt? Oh, what a punt! That's not even at the 1. That's at like maybe the half or the quarter yard line. Hector, who's your punter? He deserves a raise. I'm not going to find many punts better than that. Is that Trey Sermon? No, he's not their fullback. Okay. I don't think Trey Sermon's gotten a snap today. Bradley Pinion. Well, he pinned him deep at the 1. Shamrocks gauge me him. Yeah, well, the Aviators didn't gauge you Gage because he's not on their roster. That was way too easy of a joke for me to make. What is your prediction? The current Texas quarterback, I think he's going to improve because he's been pretty mid. After that, it depends on what year of quarterback they have on their roster because now apparently everybody wants to be the new Texas quarterback, and I don't blame you because they're a really talented team, and they probably will be for the duration of the series. My house is a little big. Not a lot big, a little big. How can I join? Okay, let me put the server in the thingy-majiggy. We're currently filled up with coaches, but we can start a waiting list. And obviously, we want people to be active as well. So if you're pretty active in streams or in the server, doink! Dropped. If you're pretty active in the server or in streams, then you'll be in line to get a team when one opens up, which, I mean, we don't have 32 active coaches. I imagine we could always open one up in the future. Bradley Vinion or Jordan Stout? I'm picking Keaton Howletting over both because he won a game at quarterback as a punter. Two living rooms, 3 kitchens. 3 bathrooms. I mean, that doesn't sound that unreasonable other than 3 kitchens. I mean, 3 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms, that seems normal. 3 kitchens is a bit weird, but we can make it work. But yeah, who has a 1-to-1 bedroom to kitchen ratio? Unless you live in a 1-bedroom like apartment or something, then made money when you were young. Clearly, teach me your secrets. I eat. Eat as in like you're eating the bread, or eat as in you eat real food? As does just about anyone else. EA doesn't care what your house has. That's true. Because Denmark's team is 0-4. Hector's got to throw it in the end zone here with no timeouts. He cannot check it down. Well, he went out of bounds. I guess that could have been worse. They got a kick. They can't run another play. They can't risk it. Yeah, that's a right call. I have a kitchen in my master bedroom. Jesus Christ. Tell me how to run a business so I can become a multi-billionaire like you. All I gotta do is figure out a company like Amazon. That takes about, I don't know, an hour, and then you're set. Can you make a player? If you join the server, then yeah, you can make a player. Huskies legend Malik Jackson. What a guy. Unfortunately, EA doesn't care if your team is better. Yeah, but you guys have been good this year. So, really, the only person who can make that excuse right now is me. And, like, every other bad team who's good. I know I'm not the only one. But yeah, if anyone has room to complain about EA this year, it's me. Although EA's been very generous in the past. Although I don't know if I'd say generous, because my teams always have been good, but I guess EA makes other good teams bad. So I guess EA has been generous. His master bedroom is the size of an apartment. Yeah, he has a kitchen in there. He has a bathroom. He has a huge bathtub in the bathroom. He's got a 72-inch flat screen TV. He's got a slide that connects to his pool in the backyard. And he's got a bike rack with like 5 separate bikes, all in his master bedroom. Denmark has a monkey servant like Curious George. Yeah, Curious George runs around and does Denmark's deeds. He has a full water park in the master bedroom. 76, even better. I underestimated. I'm sorry. Denmark IP reveal. I mean, as far as I'm aware, I'm not that far away from Denmark, so if anyone's going to make the trip up there, it's going to be me. I just got to find the richest areas in the state and, like, narrow it down to where he would be. Will Bryant is hurt. The LA Ram legend. I live 22. Wow, that's oddly specific. Tell us how fun his water park is. I will. We're gonna make a whole vlog and everything. It's gonna be so good that I'm gonna put it on the main channel. You live in a field. Well, there's a lot of fields here, so that that doesn't entirely narrow it down. Can make a water park. Yeah, that sounds lovely. We're doing Denmark's water park vlog for the main channel. Nice touchdown by Jonathan Taylor. Dublin is now up by 11. Ofty is a who's Ofty? I don't know who that is. What if Denmark has been lying this whole time and his shed is his house? Honestly, I would not be underwhelmed by that because it's probably such a nice shed that, like, that's not even, like, a bad space of living. Also, side note, we started this stream like half an hour ago and we have not had any issues. So I guess the console just needed a nice waking up. Octi is also a Viking. That's what I thought. I don't have, like, those giant horns, though. That'd be cool if I did, but I don't. Don't jinx it. Yeah, you're probably right. I shouldn't have said that. I might have just jinxed it. I actually believe Denmark is Mr. Beast. I thought Mr. Beast lived in, like, North Carolina or something. How does that work? Oh, he probably has multiple homes. His summer home is up here, and in the winter he lives in North Carolina where it's nicer. That would make a lot more sense. Although here in the summer is, like, hot. You might as well just stay down there. Even though you're closer to the equator, it's not, like, as, I don't know, alarming. Each coach goes from Denmark's house. We do a vlog with the water park. We're going to have an OFL stream in the water park with everybody watching in real time. Never trading Likely, not even for your whole draft class in Lawrence. Well, good thing I don't need Isaiah Likely. The stream lagged for a second. And you were about to go Philly myself. What's... Oh, go to Philly. Oh, I thought you meant Philly myself. I was like, what the hell is that? When are you hosting a fan meetup in... Why would I do it in Arizona? When most of my viewers probably live in the East Coast because there's more population density here than in, like, Arizona. And why would I fly all the way down there when I would just probably do it here? And second of all, I don't think I have enough fans to do that. Because one, if I were to rent out a space, who would let me do that? And second off, it's not like I have millions of fans. So that'd probably be a pretty boring day. Denmark will show up in his Bugatti, and that's about it. What the hell is in Arizona? I agree. The Suns. That's fun, and that's about it. You have cactuses. You can rent out your house. I would rather rent out Denmark's shed. Because for one thing, it's not a giant plane ride. Arizona is also, like, insanely hot all year, so no, I'm good. Heat strokes and all that. And droughts. That's pretty close to California. They have droughts and, like, wildfires and stuff. And yeah, you never know. You might see Marquise Brown speeding 150 miles an hour down the freeway at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday. Back from my adventure in my master bathroom. What do you have in your master bathroom? Obviously, you gotta have a bathtub. You probably have another hot tub. You had those toilets that are in, like, Japanese bathrooms that are, like, automatic, and they have, like, those TVs in front of them. So when you're in the stall, you can watch something. There might be a swimming pool in there, too, and, of course, a water slide. Can't have wildfires if you don't have grass or trees. That's true. You're onto something. As the Huskies bring you within 3. Are these the only 2 international teams? Oh, yeah, the Black Knights. And the Diablos. Okay. So it's the International Bowl, but there are more than 2 international teams, but point remains. Claypool and Likely are having a carrying contest. Although both quarterbacks have been pretty good. Marquise Brown likes playing GTA. He's on GTA a lot. Well, apparently he tried to play GTA in real life, and thankfully it only resulted in, what, like a minor speeding thing? Denmark watches Red Zone in his bathroom. That sounds lovely. Sit on the toilet with a master meal watching Red Zone for 7 hours. That sounds insanely amazing. You only have 6 TVs. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. You know what else I'm sorry for? The Huskies' run defense, because Jonathan Taylor just ran through them like it's nothing. And the Shamrocks are back up by 2 possessions. That was quick. This Dublin team might actually be pretty good. Denmark watches OFL with Curious George holding up his TV. Poor George. How does he hold that up? He's a pretty small guy. Not as big as Greg Dortch. Denmark's master bathroom also contains the full Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe universe. What? Can I go back to a player? How about no? No, I make my supermodel wife do that. Hey, Denmark, Giselle is available. If that interests you. And for the cultured individuals, Tom Brady's available if that interests you. Madden loves the Huskies. You guys are up by 10, though. So, they don't love the Huskies today. Scott Hansen ran up. No, even better. Scott Hansen comes in through the TV. Oh, wow, interception. Raheem Pearson picks it off. And the Huskies are not looking too hot. Just like Denmark's house, because he's got a nice AC in there to keep it cool. Although I guess an AC isn't necessarily a luxury item, but he's probably got a state-of-the-art one of those, too. It's not Simcast because it's still a 10-point game. So, the Huskies are not out of it. without Sermon, your team is meh. Apparently, Trey Sermon really is important, although I don't think he's gotten the ball once today. So how important really is he? And he hasn't needed to because Jonathan Taylor is averaging close to 10 yards a carry. What I was trying to say with Scott Hansen, yeah, imagine Denmark's TD is so good that Scott Hansen just pops out through the TD. Fine, I'll send you like $3,000. No biggie. Denmark's just got $3,000 of cash just laying around in the middle of his shed. Yeah, I have way more than that in my safe, but I just keep this here in case of emergency to where I can't get in my safe. Toronto gets the stop. They're not out of it. They're only down by 10. Oh, my Lord. What a punt. Oh, only at the 5. I thought that was going to be like at the 1 of it, too. Still, what a punt, though. Denmark is just using OFL as a practice to run on a team before he buys the actual Arizona Cardinals. You can buy any team you want, and you choose the Cardinals? Yeah. You have to buy a team in Arizona? Nice safety. By 98. I don't know who 98 is. But good play. Now it's 30-18, and the Shamrocks get the ball back. Hector is on the block. Well, I'm interested. Hector for Malik. Who says no? Oh, fumble! Oh, it's picked up by the Huskies! And they take it for a scoop and score! Huh. Well, this game just got weird. Okay, so I guess the safety worked out for Toronto as they force a fumble off the punt from the safety. I don't think I've ever seen that. A team get a safety and then fumble the following kickoff. They didn't review it, so it had to have been a clear-as-day fumble. And that's one way to make it a one-score game. Huskies are frauds, famous last words. Definitely did not pay the OFL refs to make that happen. I don't know how the refs would rig a fumble, though. I mean, unless it wasn't a fumble. So I guess so. Intentional safety. Hector's thinking smarter, not harder. Would the Huskies rather be down by 12 with the ball? Or, no, they were down by 10. Would you rather be down by 10 with the ball or down by 5 without the ball? Probably this. Probably down by 5 without the ball. So, I guess it worked out. It's a net gain of 5 points, but the Huskies would have had the ball if not for the safety. So, there are pros and cons here. Or just maybe choose to cover. That sounds like a productive idea instead of leaving number 7 wide open. Is that Marquez Callaway, I think? It's the Trey Sermon effect. What if Trey Sermon was the one who fumbled it? I imagine he's not out returning kicks, but that would be funny if it was. The Huskies defense took a lesson from the Browns. Was that Bryce Hall in coverage for the Huskies? I don't know, but he looked like the Browns corners. Who is this white guy in my secondary? I couldn't tell you. You hate geometry. I'm sorry to hear that. It gets worse after the start. Have you done proofs yet? Those were horrible. I guess the rest of geometry wasn't that bad, but proofs were so stupid. What was the point of those? Nice touchdown by Lamar, though. Just remember Jonathan Taylor was 19. Yup. Can I have Trayvon back? I don't see how Trayvon would help, exactly. I mean, Bryce Hall and Desmond King are pretty good. The worst thing was proofs. Yeah, what was the point of that? We never have had to use them after in other math classes. It didn't make sense. Why was that a thing? Why did you have to prove that a shape was a shape? That was maybe the dumbest thing I've ever had to learn. Which says something. I also have an ice cream truck. What do you do with the kids who come to the ice cream truck? Are you the OFL's version of Karl Malone? Midpoint and distance ain't got crap on me. We'll wait till you get to proofs, and then it won't be fun. But I think that was the only hard part of that class, but that, like, proofs were, like, really, really hard. That's Eric Knight. I don't know who that is, but good for Eric. Imagine trying to prove a triangle is a triangle. Exactly, it's stupid. First of all, there's no point in it. And second of all, it never made sense. Pointless like John Gruden saying he's a nice guy. I deserve to coach right as his first-round pick gets cut after 1 year. Where's Jamison Crowder been this whole game? I don't know. That's a good question. Took 9 weeks of AP calculus. I don't care about your proofs. Well, good for you, I guess. Illegal touching. While we're on the subject of Karl Malone, that was Jimmy Jackson with the flag. What is going on, Giddy? Welcome in. 5 pages of how your season will go. Well, maybe next year you'll get voted. I don't know. Is it in, like, Times New Roman 12, or is it in, like, a 50-point font? Because there's a difference. Hate how I laughed at that joke. The Karl Malone one. Jimmy Jackson, you're cut. Looks like I'm going to the waiver wire. Why is Hugh G. Rection so fat? Imagine saying that out of context. Probably because he's an offensive lineman. I mean, I would hope you're more than 250 pounds if you're my blindside tackle. When is waivers? I promise I'm going to do that soon. Probably, I might as well just do it today, after the stream. Imagine making 5 pages on how Survivor will go, only to lose to Nick and Nader. And you, technically. Jimmy Jackson killed their team with illegal touching. No offense to Karl Malone. No offense, as if he is in the right. Just realized you were behind by 19 seconds. Oh, congrats on that. Illegal touching. A certain Browns quarterback does know something about that. That's definitely true. This game is a high-scoring game. No offense to Josh Gordon. You know what I just realized? 32 plus 37. Guess how many points we have today? Nice. This game is crazy. No offense to AB. These players on the field are actually talented. No offense to Eric Ebron, though. But these guys can play football. So I take it that the Shamrocks are just going to be running the clock out. Maybe they know how to run in short yardage situations, but no offense to the Vikings. These two teams are pretty good. No offense to the Vikings. I was just thinking that. Although the Huskies aren't as good as they were last year, at least so far. All right, we're at the 2-minute warning. Toronto's going to have to start calling their timeouts. Or maybe Dublin's going to have to, because Austin Jackson is hurt. So not only do they lose one of their starting offensive linemen, but they have to call a timeout. That's kind of a big deal. Shooting themselves in the foot with all these penalties from Toronto. No offense to Aaron Hernandez. Jeez. The Huskies are really hanging around. No offense to Aaron Hernandez, though. 3rd and 5. They're going to throw it. If this is incomplete, then the Huskies are going to have all 3 of their timeouts. Well, it's complete, but they don't get the first down. So now the Huskies can move down the field and try to win the game. Who's worse, Urban Meyer or the Browns coaches on Hennessy? Did the Browns coaches cheat on their wives after the game? If they don't, then it's probably Urban by default because he was a bad coach and he also cheated on his wife. What a punt! Down at the 5. Put Tim Robinson in. For your own sake, no, first off. And second off, that would not be allowed. I'm 6 foot. No offense to Apple. Jesus Christ, that's the best one. The ball got shot to the 1. No offense to Brian Robinson. Hector launches a nuke downfield. No offense to Kim Jong-un as it's caught by Mike Evans. How tall is Apple? What you meant to say is how short is Apple? The Huskies are pretty close to field goal range. Not that that really matters because they need a touchdown, but they can legitimately come back in this game. And for the sake of our division, I hope they don't. So, Dublin, please do something here. Not on that play. Down to the 7. I think that's Jimmy Jackson. This game is probably the best of the year so far. Hector has all day to throw. He's been in the pocket for about 10 seconds and then fires what could be the go-ahead touchdown to Chase Claypool. Another one for Mr. Claypool. We're going to get killed by the Beats offense. No offense to Sean Taylor. Jeez. Do you guys like blowing? No offense to the Shamrocks, though, because they just blew this game away. Although they still have 2 timeouts in 40 seconds, and all they need is a field goal. Was that Hugh Rection who got injured? I think it was. That looked like him. Oh, boy. He's going to the locker room. That's not good. Yep, that's Hugh Rection Sr. How many touchdowns did Chase have? He has at least 2. Actually, no, he has 3, doesn't he? I think he has 3. At least I don't lie about my height unlike half the people on here. No offense to KD. Yeah, but KD lied because he was taller than he said. Because he's like 6'11", 7 foot, but he says he's 6'9". I get why he would have done that when he was younger, but like at this point of his career, why keep the lie going? Because maybe if he was drafted, maybe OKC would have wanted to make him a post player, so at first I get it. But like at some point, you might as well just come clean. Octi really loves cupcakes. No offense to Kevin Durant or EDP. Do you like 28-3 leads? No offense to the Falcons, though. Oh, Van Jefferson breaks the tackle. He's going to take it all the way. And the Shamrocks are back on top. Who was that corner who single-handedly lost the Huskies the game? I know he's not on the Huskies, but that might have been A.J. Terrell. 14. I think that's Desmond King. That looks like Desmond King. I just ran 3 sub 530 miles. No offense to Octi. Hey, that's mean. This game has been awesome. Holy smokes. No offense to the Cardinals or Seahawks who play against each other in Week 6. Octi is a slow person. Little do you know. I would dust you, kiddo. Do you do that after? Yeah, after an ACL tear. That is quite impressive. No offense to Odell. So now the Huskies have 2 timeouts in like 16 seconds. Hector's going to chuck up a prayer. The Huskies do have Mike Evans and Chase Claypool. So I think realistically, their best chance of winning would be A, scoring on this Hail Mary, or if they complete the Hail Mary in under 10 seconds and run another play. I don't think they're going to have enough time to do that. Or that works too. All right, so now they actually have a real shot at this Hail Mary at the 40-yard line. This could actually happen. Teams from Toronto know a thing or two about Hail Marys for the ball game in what has been an unbelievable game. Are we going to have a walk-off ending? Yes, we will! Is that Mike Evans? Hello? What was this game? So the Huskies win it 46-44 at the buzzer with a Hail Mary. What was this game? This is one of the greatest games I've ever seen. As good as the matchup as the Chiefs-Wizards was, it wasn't as climactic as this. Once the Chiefs won the coin toss in overtime, we knew they were going to win the game. This is different. Were there like 3 touchdowns in the last minute? Yep. The Huskies drove down the field, took the lead. Then Lamar Jackson had this play to Dan Jefferson, who broke the tackle from Desmond Kenyon, took it to the house. And then the Hail Mary, which was caught by Jamison Crowder. Jamison Crowder's short. That doesn't even make sense. Here, I want to control the ball. Of all the people to make that play, it's like Jamison Crowder, who's like 5'9". He like jumped on top of the corner. He literally like jumped on top of Bynum to make the play to win the game. Holy cow. Well, that was an event. Both quarterbacks were great. Lamar had a perfect passer rating. Jonathan Taylor was a beast. Trey Sermon did not play. No wonder why they lost. Isaiah Likely was very good. Chase Claypool was very good. He only scored twice. Dan Jefferson was very good. And Jamison Crowder is him. How are we supposed to do a whole nother week after this? There's no way the next game is going to break that. Especially considering San Francisco's 0-8 all-time in watch games. But, oh well, here we go. I'm not looking at the standings because I know we're going to be on the screen. I don't need to see the 0-5 quite yet. Let me be in pain a little bit longer. The Tigers beat the Jags 31-17. We don't need to go over that. Oh, you gave me that information today. I'm going over it. Trevor Lawrence played very well. Noah Syverson was solid, considering he got sacked 6 times. His passing numbers are actually pretty good for not having an offensive line today. Derrick Henry was oddly pretty quiet, but Jackson Smith-Njigba was very good, 12 for 115. I'm still in awe that we saw another Hail Mary. No offense to Nick, though. I had to. The Dolphins beat the Jets, thank God. If the Jets had won this game, I don't know what I would have said. So the Dolphins are still good, and the Jets are still pretty bad, as expected. That's butterfly effect. If Russell Gage was on the roster, that would have never happened. You're right about that, because Jamison Crowder would have been a running back. The Lions beat the Bears. This is good because the Bears are the best team in the division. So I think they're 3-2, along with Toronto, I think. The Lions are 2-3, and we're probably 0-5. Deshaun Watson, 3 touchdowns, 26 completions for each of his 26 lawsuits. How many Hail Marys have we had in OFL 22? It feels like we've had a lot. We've had at least like 4. That one was probably the most climactic because it was literally right at the buzzer. And the game itself was so exciting. The Panthers are 5-0. They beat the Saints, who are now led by C.J. Stroud, who was actually pretty good, but he was outdueled by Bryce Young. Justin Jefferson was very good. So these Panthers, they're legit. No offense, Big Ben. Adding on to which joke? The Karl Malone joke that I made like 20 minutes ago? The Pats finally won! They beat the Bucks 27-21. CJ versus Bryce, preview of January, and the same winning quarterback is going to win in January. Derek Carr and Demaryius Johnson were both pretty solid. Lawsuits, well, he only had one, but still. That doesn't make him a saint. JT Daniels for Heisman. Didn't JT Daniels just lose this week? The Pioneers beat the Bats 28-20. Dak Prescott was pretty bad. He played horribly with 3 interceptions. No offense to Bo Nix. DeMarcus Lawrence, 2.5 sacks, 2 for Evans, and then obviously the 3 interceptions. Brooklyn, I think, is 1-3. Yeah, they've been pretty disappointing. Wow, the Rams are playing pretty well. Oh, oopsies. Hold on. Let's do this now. If Denmark had remembered to slide me a couple $1,000, this wouldn't have been an issue. Tua was actually pretty good, though. Look at the numbers. He was pretty good. We went from making jokes about Denmark's wealth to no offense jokes. This entire past 2.5 hours might be the meme of the year. All of it. From the technology not working to the Denmark stuff to the no offense jokes to that game. And we still have another week to go. The Ravens lose to the Chiefs 31-24, so they do not get revenge from the AFC Championship. Denmark has money. Yeah, you missed quite a bit. Denmark has money, put it that way. Josh Allen outperformed Dan. Denmark literally reminded you. I know, but that was like half an hour ago, and a lot has happened. But I'm not going to make excuses. This stream is the best meme. No offense to Hector. The stream wasn't supposed to work. No offense to Octi's potato computer. That computer costed like $2,000. But thankfully, college money's a thing. So we already went through that game. The Seahawks are still horrible. They lose 24-6. Kyler Murray was sacked 5 times. Not ideal. He just cut all his quarters. I don't blame him. Although I'll be making the roster moves after the stream. So that won't be in effect until week 7. We already saw this game. The Seahawks are so bad. No offense to my LSU. Who would win? The LSU from the NCAA Next Up series or the Seahawks? I think if they played each other, they would both lose. Oh my God, we won. How about that? Look out, the Minnesota Vikings are back. We're only 2 games back of first place now. Mediocre Malik was a little bit more than mediocre today. Najee Harris was really good. Terry McLaurin and Henry Ruggs and Rashad Bateman were also really good. Huh, I did not see this coming. The Vikings finally won a game. No offense to the Seahawks or the Cardinals. The Wizards are 5-0. I legitimately think this is the best team in the league. Do the Wizards play the Panthers this year? That's like box. Ooh, they play in week 7. We're watching this game. Do we even need a poll? We're watching that. Although the Panthers aren't historically good and watched, I feel like the Wizards would win that game by a lot. But I feel like we have to watch that. Those are the 2 best teams of the league right now, and I don't think it's very close. I think they're in their own tier. Maybe there are some teams in the conversation. Dublin, Cleveland. But those are 1 and 2 in some order. And it's on Sunday night. I didn't even notice that. You're right. Oh, that's too perfect. What if Trey Lance bodies the Panthers? Well, then they'll be 5-1 and still really good, but maybe they won't be tier 1 good. The Aviators beat the Broncos 41-26. They're worse than A.J. Terrell. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Bro said Cleveland. Aren't you 4-1? Didn't you say you won? 4-1's pretty good. Although you barely beat the Vikings, so maybe you're not that good. The Bats lost, we saw that. The Bears, we saw. Oh! That's a lot of points. And not a lot of points on the other side. Russell Wilson's continuing his MVP campaign season. Dwayne Haskins even threw a touchdown as well. Joe Burrow, on the other hand, was pretty mid. IT Thomas, he's back! 2.4 yards a carry. Jamar Chase had more touchdowns than IT Thomas did yards per carry. Jeff Okudah had a pick. No offense to in real life Jeff Okudah. That's mean. I don't think he has an interception, though, in his career, but that'll change on Sunday. Book it. Did we see this game? I don't think we did. The Falcons beat the Bison 31-27. Oklahoma City scored 20. They were up 21-0 after the first quarter and lost. Yikes. Both QBs played pretty well. No offense to Jeff Sims on Monday. Alvin Kamara, 1 catch, 94 yards and a touchdown. We're putting 30 on you. That's fine if we put 35 on you. Jason Smith had over 100 yards. No offense to Jalen Waddle. Did we cover everybody? We started with the Huskies. Did we see the Giants? They played the football team and lost 35-28. Mac Jones and Justin Herbert were both very good, 3 for 4 touchdowns each. Whatever happened to that white receiver, Colt Riggs? He's on the Niners. You would rather have Jeff Sims than DJ. You do not know ball. Did I accidentally skip anybody as I was going to the Giants? I don't think so. Nope, we saw all of those. Okay. We'll go through the quarterbacks now real quick. We'll see who's been the MVP through 5 weeks. The Falcons beat the Bison. They were the team that came back down 21-0. Ironic. The Falcons had a big comeback. No offense to the Falcons. The highest pass rating among starting quarterbacks is Lamar Jackson. Russell Wilson's in third behind Lamar and Hector. Also in the conversation, we have Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence, Patrick Mahomes, Corral, McCorkle, Burrow, DJ, Diggs. Where's mediocre Malik? I'm surprised he's this close to 100, to be honest. Who's in last? Wow, Dan's really low. It's Demaryius Johnson and Justin Fields. Okay, that makes sense. I'm surprised Syverson's this low. I did the depth chart, yeah. Your depth chart is fully updated. It was correct. It's fun having an elite QB, no offense to me. You're not wrong. I am still up for the Tim Robinson, Jack Jackson Bowl. I'm still up for it. Okay, yeah, the Seahawks play the Cardinals this week. I thought about putting it on the poll, but I didn't. We might have to simcast that. Do you guys want to simcast that game? You know what? Why not? They're in the same division. I would hope they would play each other. Yeah, we're going to simcast this. And then we'll get to the other game, which is the Niners and Panthers, unless a different game has taken the lead, but I don't think so. Oh, that game only won by 1. The Jags and Wizards nearly caught up. The OFL Ravens are mid. No offense to the word mid. How bad did you lose by? You lost by 10 against a team who's 0-4 and really bad. Maybe not really bad on paper. We shouldn't be 0-4, but that's neither here nor there. If the Seahawks actually win this game, I swear. Better not lose, Denmark. Oh my goodness, it's tied. We're going to start to move slower. 3rd and 10, they got it, and they turn it over. Great. Is Seattle actually going to win? 3rd and 6, incomplete. I'm hopping in. All right, let's see what Trayvon Smith can do in a watch game. Oh, boy. This will be an event. These Hawks-Cardinals games aren't exactly what they used to be. That's true. I'm used to the NFC West always being really good in this league, not what it is now. You guys have failed us. Well, maybe not the Rams and the Niners. They're over 500. We're about to find out why I didn't want to watch any watch games. Does awareness really matter in watch, though, for a quarterback? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Although the Cardinals are running the ball pretty well with Mr. Gibson, Viking legend. We play Columbus this week. Why do I have an oddly good feeling? Oh, that's the A.J. Terrell revenge game. Also, what a weird pass. I don't even think he was trying to throw it to him. What a weird play, but I guess it does the job. I'm going to chop the secondary off as organs for money. Okay, you do you. What if these two teams tie? Well, then I guess in that case, they'll still both be winless. Can we simcast the A.J. Terrell revenge game? I guess if everybody wants, sure. It's also the Jair Alexander revenge game, but that's not as big of a deal. He missed it so much, he got it to a different receiver. I want to see him throw the ball again. He's thrown one pass, and it kind of worked. He's going to chop off his secondary. No offense to my computer. There's Javon Baker again. I think that's Javon Baker. I don't know who else would be named Baker. Shrugging off defender. He's into the end zone on the jet sweep for the touchdown. And the Cardinals take the lead. So now we get to see the worst show on turf. The Seattle Seahawks. The last time we saw these guys, they were the 2 seed in the playoffs. And now they're the worst thing since sliced bread. That's Mayfield Baker. The Seahawks are winning the Tank Bowl. No offense to Russia. The Seahawks suck. No offense to the real Seahawks. I saw the NFL.com power rankings yesterday, and they had Seattle above us. So, that was odd. I'm not one to overrate us, but having Seattle above us is kind of wrong. I wonder how Seattle's going to do in watch, because this team is always good in watch. How else did they win 2 OFL Bowls? Hawks suck. No offense to the South Carolina Gamecocks. The Cock Commanders. No offense to actual midgets. Doesn't Kyler have like a 59 passer rating? Not for the season. That's like really bad. No offense to Tim Boyle. Ooh, look at this play after the catch by 14. He looks a lot smaller than Seattle's number 14, but he makes it work. Kyler's under pressure. I think that's Emmanuel Agba into the backfield of the sack. I don't think they're going to call that timeout. Nope. Oh, they waste 15 seconds and then do it. Yeah, I'll check after the game what his injury is. So now they've got to run a Hail Mary. If 2 Hail Marys happen in the same stream, I swear. Oh, that almost worked. They still have 2 more shots, too. Bad clock management. No offense to Anthony Lynn. What's he up to these days? I don't know where he landed after we got rid of him. 3rd and 21. It is caught. Flag with 1 second left. Are they going to have enough time for another play? It's a holding on the offense. If they decline it, is the clock going to run out? Wait, what? So they declined the penalty, but the clock doesn't run out. Wait, what? Why would they do that? Kyler's now going to throw it in, and the Seahawks tie it. I am so confused. Wouldn't it be either you decline the penalty and the clock runs out, or you accept the penalty and there's a second left? How does that make sense? Why would they decline it knowing the clock is stopped? Why is Denmark excited? I'm so confused. Nothing makes sense. Tails never fail. No, never mind. I feel like it's been head so often lately. My tails never fails narrative has not been looking good over the past few weeks. I don't know how you can say the Seahawks are bailed out on the officials because the penalty was on them. It was a holding on Seattle. Arizona had the opportunity to accept or decline the penalty. Unless they're actively tanking, which, I mean, it is the tank bowl. Nick Adams has bad takes. No offense to Spolk. Seattle can kick game, tie, and extra points. No offense to LSU. Yeah, I don't even think we're going to need a Meme of the Year vote. There's going to be one option, and it's going to be the weeks 5 through 6 stream. That's going to be the only choice. If Seattle wins this game, I don't know what I'm going to do. That would be too funny. They're moving it pretty well. A tie is certainly possible as well. That would be the only fitting ending. Although Arizona has nobody back deep beyond about 5 yards, so I'm a little bit concerned if Seattle's going to try to make a play over the top. Okay, they just go short. The Cardinals are going to lose now because of that. The meme of the year is this stream. No offense to the other memes. That's a good one. If I lose to the Cardinals and miss the playoffs of that, can that be the meme of the year? Maybe. Especially if Arizona hadn't won yet, which at this point, that's honestly what it looks like. If they can't beat Seattle, they can't beat anybody. Kyler is in the zone now. Is 14 their running back? I mean, I guess they don't have Alexander Madison anymore. So, I guess they have a bunch of scrubs at running back. Do they still have Benny Snell? No, Benny Snell is a free agent because I remember I bid on him and lost. Can Jamison Crowder win MVP? I think the Cardinals head coach needs to win the MVP. Although he already has like a mansion, so maybe he doesn't need it. Yeah, Madison was on the Aviators, but last year he was on Seattle. We went to the mic being dog water, the PS5 not working, the computer being a potato, and then whatever the past hour and a half has been since we started. Octane missed on Benny Snell. No offense to Jadeveon Clowney. That's mean. 4th and 1. They're going for it? Are these teams that stupid? No, you take the points. Unless you're trying to lose. Okay, they got it. That's still a stupid call. I get it's a touchdown wins it, field goal doesn't win it, but what? Why? Why not take the points and trust your defense? The other side has Trayvon Smith at quarterback. You don't think he can stop him? I mean, I guess it's fine. They're going to win because they have it at the 4, but these coaches, no wonder these two teams are 0-5. They don't know how to coach. And Seattle's going to walk it off and win. So unlike that one launch, the one preseason sim, Seattle's not going to go 0-17. They win in probably the stupidest way possible. That was a bad call, very much. Offense to Freddie Kitchens. Okay, I don't even know what that game was. Talk about a tank ball. Neither of these teams deserve to win. Just because they want to lose, they probably both deserve to win in a sense. Why not trust the defense? They like asking a masseuse why she don't trust Massage Watson. What? I don't get it. I get the masseuse part, but like, how is that related? Braden Armstrong was 14. Not quite as good as DK. Okay, so we wanted to simcast the AJ Terrell revenge game as well. And we also get to rip the Band-Aid off on the Viking game this week. And then we're going to watch the actual football game. Oh, yeah, and huge fatter. I don't remember him having fat in his name. I thought his middle name started with G. His name is Hugh Greg Rection. His middle name is Greg. Why simcast the... It's the AJ Terrell revenge game. He is fine. The stream's going to be 4 hours. I started the stream knowing we would have at least an hour or two before the team reveal. And although that's still going to be the case, but... at this pace, the stream really might go 4 hours. We're going to have to watch the team reveal on stream. Okay, come on, team. Our defense blows. The offense is doing good, but not the defense. Score. Good. Not good. Not good. Stop turning the ball over. All right, I'm going to hop in. We hit the ball at their 21. Live reaction to my own team reveal. Oh, it's a 4th down. Oh, that's stupid. Yeah, take the points. That's probably the right call. Trust the defense. Let's actually watch. The problem is I don't know how I would pull that up on the console. Maybe I could do it with the computer, but as we know, the computer quality is not the best. All right, come on, defense. What are the final choices again? It'll be one of the Knicks, Pistons, Trailblazers, or Spurs. I was looking at some of the older team reveals I had done for inspiration, and ironically, the 4 teams I was down to for NBA 2K21 were the Knicks, the Pistons, the Spurs, and the Cavs, who obviously I chose. And ironically, the team that I wanted to do before I did any form of voting was the Blazers. So it was the Cavs and then the 4 teams I'm considering this year. Just kind of ironic. Nice run by Dontavius Brown. We got to start calling our timeouts. Brown isn't the highest rated on one hand, but on the other hand, he's a power back. This is where he should thrive. So I'm a little bit worried. Okay, that's a good play. Should be New York, but Octi isn't very smart. What if it is New York? Then am I smart again? Second and 6, back to Brown. Bring him down, please. That could have been better. All right, this is it. 3rd and 3. 3rd and 2. They might throw it. I think they should run it. So I hope they don't. It's a pitch. What a weird call. And they get stopped. That's probably the worst call they could have made. All right, now we have a chance to win the game. We're going to get the ball with under a minute to go. Former Viking Rondell Moore. He was here for like a week. Who made Buzz and Oscar? I made Buzz, and then somebody made Oscar, and then like left the server right after I put Oscar in the game. Because I don't make players of people who aren't in the server, but once I put them in the game, there's no point of taking them out. I'm not going to be that petty. So, shout out to the person who made Oscar, thinking smarter rather than harder. They made him, I guess saw him in the video, and dipped. And that has worked out pretty well for our team. I'm happy they did that. Oh, how did he catch that? Okay, good. Good stuff, Najee. This might actually happen. I hope A.J. Terrell gets mossed for the game-winning touchdown. That would be the icing on the cake for this stream. Rondell Moore is taller than Greg Dortch. You mean Greg Dortch is shorter than Rondell Moore? Okay, now we're in field goal range. That was quick. We're not going to need a Hail Mary. Just don't mess up the clock. Don't do anything stupid, please. Oh, dear. Can we just kick the field goal? Please kick the field goal, please. Don't run another play. What are we doing? Don't run another play. Don't throw it to Najee. Why? Go out of bounds. Oh, my Lord, we're going to lose. Are these coaches that stupid? Okay, when there's 10 seconds left and you have no timeouts, and you have it at the 2-yard line, why would you throw it anywhere but the end zone? That might be the single dumbest read I've ever seen. Does Malik want to get benched? I don't know what to say. We did everything perfectly on that drive until we got to the 25. I know we did a really nice play after that, but from there, we should have let the clock go and kicked the field goal and not done anything stupid. Malik played well, minus the fact that he was a moron on the last play of the game. Matt Corral was pretty solid. Actually, I mean, he wasn't that good, but I mean, I guess he was fine. Dontavius Brown was solid. Najee was pretty bad, although he did have a nice catch. McLaurin and Ruggs were both good again. But we had the same record as the Seahawks. That's true, yeah. Horrible clock management. No offense to Mike McCarthy. I think I just got an OFL stream bingo. You probably filled out the whole board at this point. Malik played well, though. I don't know what to do here, because on one hand, he was good today. He was good in Week 5 as well. He played well in both games. But are you that brain dead? I mean, he did go to Liberty, so it happens. They're not the brightest. Sorry, Apple. But still, are you that stupid to throw the ball in the field of play when you're at the 2-yard line and have no timeouts? As bad of clock management as we have seen from this game, I think we've seen the two single worst today. With that play, and then the Cardinals accepting or declining the penalty. What an odd stream. And we still have another game. We have a full game. Niners and Panthers. Siri, give me a whole number between 1 and 2.
It's 2.
2. That is Carolina. The other controller died, but maybe I'll be able to get it to work for enough time to choose the jerseys. I mean, it's only like 10 seconds. Denmark, how did you lose? So what happened was the Cardinals coaches in-game are morons. That's what happened. Okay, which jerseys would you like, my good sir? Since Husker isn't here, we can pick for Carolina. We got to go blue of some sort, right? Do we want blue, white, or black? I guess not black, because the Niners are going with the classic old black ones. That means the Niners are going to win by 30. I thought it was Color Rush. It might be like an alternate color rush. Or no, maybe it's just being slow. Oh, there it is. Okay, there we go. Do we want white or do we want blue? We can't do black because the Niners are wearing black. The whites are clean too, but the black ones are like classic OFL 49ers jerseys. Stream crashed. Did it? Oh dear. We're already this far ahead. We might as well keep going, but it seems like it's fine. Yeah, okay, we're still alive. That might have been a you thing. Do we have any, what's the word? Any objections to all blue? Going once, going twice? The Bloods versus the Crips, I like it. Give me all red. Well, it's too late. No Bloods versus Crips. The black jerseys are OFL classics, so you can't really go wrong with them. Even though the Bloods and the Crips would be fun. I object. Well, it's too late. Oh, hold on. Did not mean to do that. We want slow. Okay, forget that just happened. Blue is the natural Husky color. Well, the Huskies is like a different blue. I mean, it's not that different. Trey Lance MVP season. The Niners didn't know who to draft between Trey Lance and Justin Fields, so Nick and Nader found the modern solution of trading for both of them within the span of about 10 minutes. As Trey Lance is sacked by Rashawn Gary. Was Rashawn Gary extended in real life? I hope not. Because I don't really like that he's on the Packers. 3rd and 12. Trey Lance is going to heave it deep. And it is caught at the 11. I think that's John Vincent. John Vincent's so good, he's a beast in 2 series. I always wonder what Trey Lance would look like in a Niner jersey. The colors kind of fit him. Hector type of throw, and that's what Hector's corners would do too. I did say I wanted a true number 1 wide receiver. That is true, and John Vincent has been that this year for Clemson. Or should I say John Vincent II? Niners make the field goal, so it's 3-0. Do I remember the clock management from a Ravens game? I don't remember exactly what happened. Now I remember it was bad. It couldn't have been as bad as what we just saw from Malik Willis. Do you need a number 1 receiver? No offense to Kadarius Toney. Well, here's your problem. Kadarius Toney is not a number 1. He's like a number 3. So... What if they are redshirt juniors? Well, if they... A redshirt junior could declare for the draft. In that case, I would add them to the class. But I'm not anticipating it would happen, like in the case of, I don't know, Hector Estrada III. Didn't the... Yeah, I think it was OFL 20. The Dolphins let the clock run out. That's true. Yeah, they had 2 timeouts and were down by... like 3 in overtime and didn't use their timeouts as the clock ran out. That was pretty egregious too. I remember that. It was either the 4th quarter or overtime. I don't remember exactly, but they were down. It was a 1-score game. They had 2 timeouts and probably enough time to run a Hail Mary or something, and they just did not call their timeouts for no reason. What team is Justin Jefferson on? Justin Jefferson is on the top of your screen. He is on the Panthers in the game. Bryce Young heaves it deep again, and it is once more incomplete. He was trying to get it to probably Jalen Reagor, who is actually quite good. There's a punter on the Niners that we don't speak of. That's true. He is also here. Dante Jackson can lock these guys up. No offense to A.J. Terrell. Are the Panthers and the Wizards the only undefeated teams right now? There's my mind blanking. I don't think there's another one. The Jets do suck again. That's true. They are pretty bad. Who else has 0 wins? I know you're not the only one. Who am I forgetting? We won a game. Seattle won a game. New England won a game. So maybe it is just you. I think it was for 4 of us. And you're the only one who didn't win last week. So, or this week, in the case of Seattle. Chubb just murdered her, man. No offense to O.J. Simpson. OFL did predict Jalen Reagor and Justin Jefferson being on the same team. Is it predicting how good Jalen Reagor is going to be? Holy cow, what a catch. Nick Chubb is pretty good at football, not going to lie. So the Niners are up by 10. Look out, but San Francisco might be pretty good. The Niners all-time are 0-8 in watch games. I learned this today. So it's fitting that they'd be up by 10 against arguably the best team in the league. Who do you guys play this week? I don't know. I guess we'll see on the bottom. Chubb better than JT and CMC. Well, in this league, obviously. I mean, maybe not obviously. McCaffrey's pretty darn good. In real life, I don't know. Maybe. Nick Chubb, pretty good at this whole ball and foot thing. You play the OFL bye week. You played the Jets. For your own sake, please don't lose. What week is our second game? I do not remember. I don't even remember when our first game is. Probably pretty soon. Nickinator winning in a watch game? Only in this stream. Only in this stream are you going to see the weird things. Imagine not having a bye week. Well, week 6 is when bye weeks start. I know that's when they start in the NFL because that's when we have our bye week because we get the earliest bye week like every year. And the Packers get the late bye week every year. Coincidence? I think not. Imagine a bye week in week 1. There were a couple teams like 2 years ago who had a bye week in week 1. I think it was the Bucks and was it Jacksonville or the Dolphins? They were supposed to play in week 1, but they couldn't, either because of pandemic or like a hurricane or something. So they had a week 1 bye week because I think they had the same bye week in the original schedule, and that's when they redid it. Yeah, Miami. So they literally had a week 1 bye week, I'm pretty sure. Couldn't they have done it at a neutral site? Last year, the Saints murdered the Packers in Jacksonville for week 1. Why couldn't they have just done that? I would rather play at a neutral site and lose a home game than have a bye week in week 1. That sounds brutal. You would have won if Madden wasn't drunk. That's another way to put it. But Madden's been weird today. The Panthers have -4 yards. That doesn't seem right. They don't. How do they have -4? I mean, maybe they do. They haven't ran. I guess it's possible. Aaron Rodgers didn't take shrooms that week. He just got killed against famous Jameis. Famous shrooms user, Aaron Rodgers. Imagine being excited to watch your team play, only for a hurricane to show up. No offense to the Carolina Hurricanes, though. Who's number 33? Okay. He's getting cut on the block. He's probably one of your backup defensive backs, so... What's a shroom? You probably shouldn't Google it. Or do it. If I take shrooms, is that good or bad? Probably bad. Every time you see Chubb catch a pass, it's Lawrence or Vincent. I guess because they both have Superstar under them, or X Factor. I wonder if Jameson took shrooms. That's a good question. Nick Chubb is 2.9 yards per carry on a big workload, yet the Niners are about to be up possibly by 3 scores. If it's a mushroom stew in Minecraft, then sure, there you go. Third and goal at the 9. Can they punch it in? Doesn't look like it. Jalen Reagor took shrooms last year in OFL. Jalen Reagor's been good for more than just last year. He's been good since like year 1. Is he their wide receiver 2? Do they have anybody behind Jefferson? Maybe Jalen Reagor's playing in the slot. That's probably why he's been so good. So the Niners are only able to score a field goal. Now they lead 13-0. There's a fat mushroom next to a bush in my school. Is that the same thing as a shroom? I don't know. I'm not a shroom expert. Sammy Watkins takes shrooms for 1 game and then doesn't care of the rest. I feel bad for the Vikings because they have to play against Week 1 Sammy Watkins. Yeah, San Francisco's punter is noted women respecter Matt Ariza. I think they still haven't ran the ball yet, which I guess is fine because they don't really have that great of a run game, but gotta mix it up a little bit. Or maybe not when you have Bryce Young and Justin Jefferson. Hey, they finally ran it. Why does the NFL care about crime so much? Because they want, like, good citizens in their league? Yeah, remember when Bryce Young was an interception machine? Now he's just a machine. Although he hasn't been, like, ridiculously good this year. I mean, his team's 5-0. Where's Deuce in my pants? I guess he's on the bench because Clyde is the starter. And he's in your pants. That's true. Carolina's starting to move it. They did not play well to start the game, but they're starting to look a little bit better. Then deuce in my pants on the Chiefs. What? I'm confusion. Do you mean, did he play well against the Chiefs? I feel like I remember that last year. Clyde might have been hurt. Deuce played well, and then Clyde got back and became the starter. First and goal. Nick Ganator's talking about how he has good pass rushers and they need to make a play. There you go. Bradley Chubb in the backfield. The Mexico City Diablo legend. Man, Hector is so stupid. No offense to Theo. Do you think A.J. Terrell did shrooms and then got caught for the Giants game? They couldn't use him anymore. You know, that might be possible. Third and goal. Nice throw in the corner of the end zone. Who's 11? Jalen Tolbert. South Alabama's finest. Want the Panthers to lose. They took Malcolm Butler, superstar dev. I'm sorry to hear that. Bryce Young, 7 of 7, 79 and a touchdown over the last drive. Pretty good. Panthers do start the ball in the second half, so if they can get a stop here, then that'd be pretty big. And that's a good start, as it's down at the 11. Greg Newsome was the one on the Saquon catch, but it wasn't really Newsome's fault. It was more so Patrick Queen's fault, who also plays, ironically, for the Aviators. So the two guys who threw that game are not only on the same team, but they just beat us. Yeah, Tom Brady's on the Tigers. He's been a starter up until this year where he's become a backup for Trevor Lawrence. Should have taken your deal for Terrell. I'm just saying no. Because I got Jair Alexander, so I'm good. Although my team isn't good, so maybe I should have done something different, but it wasn't that trade's fault. Lance off his back foot. Nice play. I think that's Colt Riggs who made the play. The best white number 85 in Niner history. Lance under pressure. He is sacked. I think that's Rashawn Gary again. Clearly gave me Blackman for... I got a first-round pick out of that. I wouldn't call that free. I think I got a first-round pick and more. I might have got like a third or a fourth, too. The Niners should probably think about using that timeout. Or not. Okay. Why did he do that? He just ran into Rashawn Gary, who now has 3 sacks. Are they just not going to... Okay, now they're going to call it. You might as well just run a Hail Mary, unless you think you can kick it from 55, which they do. They're not entirely like the Vikings. At this point, I would almost go for the Hail Mary. Okay, well, they made it. I didn't think they were. Tyler Bass. Okay, that's probably why it went in. Tyler Bass is pretty good. First half in the book, 16-7. San Francisco leads against the undefeated Carolina Panthers. Panthers start the ball in the second half. They kind of got to get something going on this drive, or else it could be a little bit rough. That was a really good kick. No offense to Week 3, Jack Fox. We do not slander our king. Bryce Young with a nice 1-yard pass. Another short pass. This time it works a little bit more for almost a first down. Carolina's offense hasn't been fast, but on their last drive they were efficient. And maybe they're going to try to be efficient again. Bryce Young, the check down king. No offense to Matt Corral. Another check down. I saw a weird statistic the other day. Rondale Moore, he had like 102% of his yards last year come after the catch or something like that. Because he caught almost all of his passes behind the line of scrimmage. I don't know, kind of random on the topic of short passes. Corral has turned into a Chad without the Browns. Yeah, he has been quite good since that deal with the Bears and the Aviators and the Broncos when he was... I was going to say when he was a backup, but I don't think he was a backup. I think he started there too. Rondale's amazing. Well, I don't even know if that's a good thing. Because, yeah, it shows you're good after the catch, but can you get open down the field? I would rather somebody who can get open down the field, who also is decent enough after the catch. I mean, obviously Rondale was a rookie, so he can improve. So, I mean, you can take that as a good thing, but I don't know if I would consider that good. Hector is better than Russ this year. I mean, I would say they're pretty even. Russ has a better record. I don't know if that's a tiebreaker, but both of them have been quite good. Nice sack for Shaq Barrett and friends. Rondale will be the next Debo. I mean, I guess that's best case scenario for him. I guess it's possible. I could see him excelling in that kind of role. Is Cliff Kingsbury smart enough to get the most of him? Probably not. But I could see a world where that happens. Jamison Crowder is patching down the torch to Rondale Moore, even though they're not on the same team. 3rd and 11, another short pass going for a first down. A slow but efficient drive from Carolina. I should trade for Corral since he's a criminal because he robbed the Browns of a 2nd-round pick. Cliff Kingsbury has good ideas, but bad execution. No offense to Brian Kelly. If you know, you know. Always been a big Treylon Burks guy. I could see him excelling at that kind of role, too. I wasn't as high on him as other people. I think he was my wide receiver 7, but I think he'll be a good player. Nice touchdown by Clyde. Carolina's only down by 2. Cliff gets fired this season and they hired Stain Stetchen. Cliff just got extended, though. Like, I know a lot of people are thinking that is something that could realistically happen, but they just extended him for a while. So, even if they should fire Cliff, I would be quite surprised. Even if they underperform, which pretty much everybody, including me, expects. Matt Corral is pivotal in getting as Russell Wilson. He is a hero to my people. Does that mean Drew Lock is a hero to the Broncos? I mean, I guess he is. What will be your record as a GM? Well, if you do the Naruto route and take over a really good team, then you'd probably have a good record. No into the Packers, but am I big on Christian Watson? I didn't think it was a bad pick, put it that way. I thought there were better options like George Pickens, who, for those who have been around, you know I am a huge George Pickens guy. And I've been on the George Pickens bandwagon since like February. I know everybody's kind of hopping on now, but I've been on the wagon since February, just pointing that out there. But, I mean, Christian Watson's going to have an opportunity to develop there. And obviously, having Aaron Rodgers as your quarterback will certainly help. So he certainly could be quite good. I don't know how encouraging it is that he's not projected to play a lot. We know he's raw, but with that receiving core, I would hope he could have a role. But if they develop him, he could be quite good. Pickens should be a Brown. Pickens should be a Chief. Although I was convinced Green Bay was going to pick him because I thought he would be perfect for like what they want. Because they like guys who are tough and can block, and he also fits the profile of what could be a good Devontae Adams replacement. So I was like sure they were going to pick him. So I'm just happy he's not there. Teacher is a Ravens fan, and they basically said, if I'm the Steelers for taking George Pickens from the Ravens... Well, the Ravens got David Ojabo. They could have picked Pickens. I guess Pickens is a little bit better of a prospect, but Ojabo's cool. Should I send a video made about George Pickens into OFL General? Send it to Off Topic General. I feel like people have forgotten about that, but that's the Off Topic chat. Our JV QB1 is not eligible because of his grades. Do you think we have a chance next game? Well, if your JV QB2 has any talent, then maybe. QB2 isn't eligible. Oh, dear. Okay, maybe not. F the Steelers, not it. Same thing. You know what I meant. I was skimming through it. No one uses off-topic chat. I know, but there's a reason why it's there. This is the Niners' first drive of the second half. We're already in the fourth quarter. This game's gone by quick. Our QB3 is 5'7", and our QB4... I thought that said 4'10" for a second. I was going to say. Trey Lance is sacked. How many times has he gotten sacked today? And some of these sacks are not even the Niners' offensive line's fault. Trey Lance is putting himself into, like, positions to get sacked. Why not delete unnecessary channels? Because off-topic general is necessary. It just doesn't get used. Trey Lance is doing his best Mark Sanchez impersonation. Who let Kyler Murray back up Hector's high school team? More like who let Kyler Murray start? Well, I guess he wouldn't be the starter if he's QB3. I'm the black Cam Newton. Interesting. So the Niners are up by 5. Carolina scored touchdowns on their last 2 drives, so we'll see if they can do it again. The Panthers have not lost this year, hoping to keep that going. No disrespect to the white Cam Newton. Who is the white Cam Newton? I mean, I guess Josh Allen kind of is. But Josh Allen's probably a better passer than Cam ever was. But, I mean, they have similar body types. Josh Allen's a good runner. He can take a big hit. So, I mean, I guess to an extent Josh Allen's like the better version of Cam Newton. Maybe not as good of a runner. Was huge erection at pick 2 a bad idea? No, I mean, he's a good starter. So, can't complain too much. Before the bust, who is Josh? I was never high on Josh Rosen. Pat on the back. Although I did really like Mason Rudolph that year, so what are you going to do? But people like Josh Rosen because he was accurate, he was poised, he was smart. None of those things have translated to the next level. Prime MVP Cam was better than Josh Allen ever was, but Josh Allen's probably... Would Josh Allen be a better passer than 2015? I mean, 2015 Cam had a terrible supporting cast. So, put it this way. 2015 Cam was better than any individual season Josh Allen had. But if injuries didn't exist, would you rather prime Cam for 10 years? I guess probably. I don't know. Proud to say I was never on the Sam Darnold hype train. I think I had Darnold as QB2, but QB1 was Josh Allen. I was right about Josh Allen. I didn't know he'd be this good. Why are they kicking? This is a sick... Oh, they have Justin Tucker. Okay, that's why. Doink! Did that go in? It did go in! Justin Tucker from 60 off the crossbar. I'm getting PTSD from Justin Tucker making kicks off the crossbar. Prime Cam over Prime Russ, probably. I mean, Russell Wilson's probably had the better overall career. And Russ should have an MVP or two. I thought he should have won it over Lamar personally, but I guess Cam in 2015 was better than Russ was. Did Michael Irvin actually say Kirk Cousins is winning MVP? He does not know ball. Josh Rosen kept humble. He would have won an MVP. It's not even that. I mean, I guess maybe a little bit he was cocky, but he just didn't care. It seems like he just stopped trying. Yet the 9 mistakes picked ahead of him are all like legitimately good players other than Sam Darnold. How long is the team reveal? The team reveal is like 2 minutes. So if you count in the timer, the 2-minute timer after the premiere, it'll be done in less than 5 minutes. The team reveal is shorter than normal. Although normally it's, what, like 3 minutes? Big difference. But yeah, I think the trailer turned out pretty well. And that's in like an hour. In an hour, all the questions will be answered. Trey Lance has 2 incompletions. Wow, that's pretty impressive. Rewatch the Nathan Peterman game. Safe to say 3 or 4 of them weren't his fault. But that would also mean 2 or 3 of them were his fault. So, that's still pretty bad. Why would they have started him over Tyrod Taylor to begin with? That was the year they made the playoffs, when Tyrod Taylor was good and nobody gives him credit. Tyrod has to be the most unluckiest player, like, ever. And he's also one of the more disrespected ones. 2017 Tyrod was legitimately good. Literally wearing the City Edition Cade jersey right now. You, sir, no ball. This was the first year our City jerseys were, like, actually good. And then our statement jerseys that came out today are also good. So it seems like we're finally starting to have, like, creative jerseys. For the first time, like, ever. I guess other than when we originally had the teal ones. Texans, Tyrod Taylor, or E.J. Manuel? Tyrod? E.J. Manuel was bad. New call. I guess ever since we drafted Cade, that's when the jerseys have been good. So not only is Cade Cunningham like an awesome basketball player, but apparently he's a good luck charm in terms of us getting good jerseys. So that's a bonus. Fourth and 3, Niners are kicking the field goal, 50-yarder for Bass. He had a longer one earlier, so he should make it. Okay, he got it. Why is Nick Chubb so hot? I don't know. That's a you thing, bud. Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham, such a likable duo. Hard to disagree. Can't remember the last time my teams have gotten it right in the draft 2 years in a row. And not just the Pistons. The Lions also nailed it 2 years in a row. This is weird. Normally I have a gripe about one of our drafts, but 2 consecutive years, we've done literally everything I've wanted. Opinions on Hector Roblox situation. No comment. Nice throw. And he was in bounds. It's buffering. Oh, dear. Who did they draft? Who, the Pistons or the Lions? The Lions drafted Penei Sewell 2 years ago, who is exactly who I wanted, and the Pistons drafted Cade. And, I mean, it's not like it was rocket science for us to pick him, but, I mean, he was the guy I wanted. Wanted Stingley and got him. And the crazy thing was he was never linked to the Texans until like the day of. And then there were rumors about him going there at 3, and sure enough, it happened. Crazy how people say Howie can't draft when he's had maybe 3 bad picks in the first 3 rounds in the past 15 years. Jalen Reagor, J.J. Arcega-Whiteside. Nice touchdown. The Panthers are ahead. Would you consider Miles Sanders a bad pick? I mean, I guess he wouldn't be a bad pick, but I don't know if I'd call that good. Who are some other second rounders? Sidney Jones wasn't a great pick. Now there was Rasul Douglas, although he was good last year with the Packers. But he wasn't like all that good with the Eagles. Derek Barnett wasn't a very good pick, although he had the big play in the Super Bowl. So I guess it's not that bad of a pick. Was Riley Cooper a high draft pick? I don't remember. Andre Dillard was I mean, he's not horrible, but I guess that's not a good pick. You could have got like Elton Jenkins or something if we're just looking at the offensive line. Don't think it's possible for the Niners to win a watch. That might be true, although they do have all 3 timeouts, and all they need is a field goal, so it's possible. Dillard is a fine player, but when has he ever consistently been a starter? I mean, if you're a first-round pick, I don't know how you can be considered a good pick unless you're like a consistent starter. He's not like a horrible bust, but he hasn't. I wouldn't. He's not like an F pick, but I don't know if he'd be more than like a C plus. And I mean, it's not his fault the Eagles have 2 really good tackles, but still, got to be on the field to be good. Didn't the Jags take 2 Well, Traylon Walker's not really a linebacker, so no. But they did draft 2 linebackers in the first 100 picks, which was odd. Although Devin Lloyd's a baller, so I don't fault them for that. Are the Niners only going to have enough time to run a Hail Mary? They have 11 seconds and a timeout. They should try to go for a 10-yard gain and put themselves in field goal range. They should not run a Hail Mary. They should run another play. Okay, they're going to run a Hail Mary. We've seen a Hail Mary get completed today. We know it's possible. If this works, I swear. All right, we're not going to have another Hail Mary, and the Niners are now 0-9 in watch games. The Panthers barely led today, but they lead when the score is 0. Or when the score is 0. When the clock says 0. And Carolina's undefeated season continues as they are now 6-0. Who was Mr. Irrelevant? Mr. Irrelevant was Brock Purdy, Iowa State legend. Trey Lance was quite good. Bryce Young was also pretty good. Nick Chubb was a machine in the pass game. He's the new Christian McCaffrey, apparently. Not just as a receiver, but with the 3.9 yards per carry. Because that's something Christian McCaffrey would do in a watched game. 3 sacks for Rashawn Gary, 2 for Bradley Chubb, 1 for Roquan Smith and Tyrone Wilder. Who was the fat white tackle who was number 2 in the draft? Luke Joeckel with the Jags? He was pretty bad. And he was supposed to be the number 1 pick that year. All right, it's sim time. We do have some bye weeks here. We also have already gone through a couple games today, so I guess this will be shorter than normal. The Wizards are 6-0. That'll be a fun game. Thought he was from, like, Uncle or Cal. Who's Uncle? I don't know who Uncle is. Yeah, Luke Joeckel was A&M. And he was Cheeks. The Patriots losing. They lose to the Giants. Mac Jones and Demaryius Johnson were both pretty blah. So New England is now 1-5 after losing like 5 games all of last year. The Pioneers have won 3 in a row. They beat London 38-33. So London, after their strong start to the year, they've lost like 4 in a row. So they might be a fluke from last year too. Who is Demaryius Johnson? He was actually a user player. I don't know if he's still in the server, but he was a user-created player. They had Trevor Lawrence last year, and they traded him for a bunch of draft picks. The Rams have won 4 in a row. They beat the Shamrocks 38-20. As Dublin falling apart after their collapse in Week 5. DJ Uiagalelei looking like the DJ Uiagalelei in real life that I know he can be. Wasn't Jerome Diggs an MVP? Yeah, Jerome Diggs is still good. And he was a created player in the server. I don't know if he's still here either, but... Oh my lord, the Jets actually did it. 31-28. Poor Ravens. They're 1-5. What happened? Zeke played well. DeForest Buckner played well. I mean, at least they beat the Seahawks, but that's like a free win. Poor Ravens. That team is too good to be 1-5. The Saints lose to the Bucks 41-20. The Bucks might be the most bipolar team in the league. You do not know what they're going to do week in and week out. One week they lose to New England, next week they beat a solid Saints team. I mean, it's not like the Saints are all that good, but they're better than New England. I feel like the Bucks beat all the good teams and lose to all the horrible teams. If the Bucks play Seattle this year, I'm betting on the Seahawks. The Bison beat the Tigers 28-20. Nice win for OKC. They are, what, 2-4? The Tigers are 4-2. Did you skip your game? No, because we used Carolina. De'Ami Brown, 12 for 139. The Vikings lost. We don't need to talk about that. The Wizards beat the Jags 30-13. Another good win for Orlando. They face off against Carolina next week, as I'm pretty sure the only 2 undefeated teams left. Do we even need a poll next week, or do we know what we're doing? 2 sacks for Shaquille Burke. The Bats lose to the Diablos 38-31. I think it was the Jags who ended your long win streak to start the year. Baker Mayfield was pretty good. I feel like Dak Prescott has thrown more interceptions today than he did all of like season 2. I think he had like 2 interceptions that year. Who wins, the 2024 Huskies or the 11-0 Steelers? They both win because they're the same team. You know that meme where it's like they're the same picture? You could do that with last year's Huskies and the 11-0 2020 Steelers. It's crazy to think that was 2 years ago they were 11-0. That feels like it was 10 years ago. The Bears beat Washington 16-14. That's surprising. Carson Strong wasn't even that good. He was outplayed by Justin Herbert. James Robinson is injured. Oh dear. That's not good. Or the 2021 Cardinals. Although they didn't start as well as the Steelers, but they were the last team to lose last year. And then sucked after that. Ooh, the Beats beat the Dolphins. That's a surprise. 38-28, so Brooklyn's back on the win column. The Beats are another team who should not have 2 wins. But this is a good win against a good Dolphins team who is 4-2. Bijan Robinson played well. So the Dolphins are still in first place comfortably because the rest of the AFC East blows. The Broncos upset the Chiefs 28-21. Beats. What? Andy Morrison was pretty good. Josh Allen was solid as well. 2 sacks for Josh Allen and Chip Anthony. Browns had a bye week. Bucks, we know, won. Cardinals lost on that weird ending. Chiefs lost. Diablos won. Dolphins lost. Falcons had a bye. Washington lost. Niners lost. Giants won. Huskies had a bye week. The Jags lost. Jets won. Lions had a bye. I think that's everybody. Yeah, we started on Carolina. All right. So we'll check players of a week. I don't think we did that for week 5, so we'll do that now. Beats versus Beats is better than Bears. Nothing beats Bears. Week 5 players of a week were Mac Jones, Russell Wilson, Desmond Evans, and Stephon Gilmore. And then this week, Kyler Murray, Baker Mayfield, Tremaine Edmonds, and DeForest Buckner. Here are the standings. So, yeah, only 2 undefeated teams and only 1 winless team. AFC North looks like a 3-way race between the 3 teams who didn't win it last year. The Browns are half a game ahead of Dublin and Columbus, with the Ravens towards the bottom. They're 1-5, and their point differential is only -5. That's pretty unfortunate. The Wizards lead the South. They're 6-0. Tigers not too far behind. The Dolphins lead the East by 2 games. The Pioneers and Chiefs are tied for the West. Good day for the Pioneers. They've won 3 in a row. The Bears still lead what has been a very weird NFC North. Carolina up in the South. The Falcons are quietly 4-1, though. Washington leads the East by a game. The Rams lead the West by a game. Remember when Dublin was 4-0? I do remember that. Injuries, and then we'll do schedule, and then that will be it for weeks 5 and 6. Probably the craziest OFL stream we've had. Aiden Hutchinson, torn labrum. That's not good. Jonah Williams is only out for 1 more week. Austin Eckler, that feels new. We'll probably do full stats when we get closer to the middle of the season, when we really start talking about like MVP and stuff. Jameson Williams dislocated ankle. So first Hutch gets hurt, now Jameson Williams. I'm sad. Rashad Bateman, great. Partial ACL tear. And Adrian Amos. Bateman's more important, though, so. But Amos isn't ideal either. Torn ACL for Eric Newberry. He's out for the year. James Robinson dislocated hip, so that's what happened to him. Josh Jacobs, broken wrist. How many injuries are we going to have today? Christian Darrisaw, I think that's new. Bilal Nichols, dislocated ankle. Chandler Jones, I think, is new. Jordan Birch, I think, is new. Barkley's still out 4 more weeks. Jeez, the injury gods were not nice today. I'll let you borrow Black. Well, Adrian Amos isn't a starter, so I don't need Julian Blackmon. Adrian Amos is a backup. He's a good backup, but he's a backup. Week 7. Oh, yeah, this is the game we're watching. None of the other games are honestly that, like, crazy exciting. Do we even need a poll for Week 7? Can we just, like, agree that this is the game we're watching? None of the other games, like, pop out as something I feel like we have to see. I mean, Deshaun Watson playing Cleveland is a fun storyline, but I don't even think we need a poll. Week 8. The Trey Lance, CJ Stroud revenge game. Cleveland Aviators is a pretty good game. Beats Dolphins, I think, could be a fun game. Pioneers Broncos isn't bad. Dolphins injuries. We can check. I don't remember. Let's see. Nope. Dolphins are all good. Looks like I'm going 0-8. Nears Broncos. Did you just call them the Nears? The Pioneer sounds way better than the Nears. I'm not sticking with that nickname. So yeah, I think that'll wrap it up. I apologize that technology was not working for a good hour. And I'm happy that Madden decided to reward us with one of the craziest streams that we've had, but it was certainly a fun one. Week 7 and 8, I'm not entirely sure when that'll be, with football starting this week and 2K coming out on Friday. I don't really know when the next stream is going to be. Maybe like Monday? I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, that'll wrap it up. Hope everybody enjoyed. And we'll be back probably early next week.